Zoom's line of portable recorders has been a standard in a wide range of audio applications for quite some time now, and everyone from musicians to sound designers, journalists, and of course filmmakers have probably used one of their field recorders before. With Zoom's new H2e, those same creators can record an idea or capture the moment in an ultra-portable design. The H2e takes a lot from its predecessor, the H2n, and while it swaps a 5-mic system there for a 3-mic system here, it offers much more in its recording and overall functionality. You have 2 unidirectional mics for the front and rear, and 1 bidirectional mic that covers the sides, so you can mix and match to your desired recording style. Want to dictate your latest idea? Just limit the device to the rear mic. Note to self, really need to be better about keeping track of my thoughts. Now, for something like an interview, you can keep both front and rear mics on, but leave the pickup pattern, which you'll see here, to mono, which essentially disables the side mic and rejects everything from the sides. You can also use this mode to get a quick musical demo or sing a lyric when inspiration hits. And as we all know, it comes when you least expect it. The inclusion of a side microphone allows the H2e to adjust the pickup pattern from 90 to 120 degrees, giving you a much wider, more dimensional recording. Now, this is perfect for larger musical ensembles that need an easy way to record their performance, but it's also good for capturing complex ambient sounds. Now, things get interesting when you look at the H2e's mixing abilities though. Because of the mic arrangement, the H2e can record in either a traditional stereo mix or in mid-side mode, which the unit records as MS RAW. Going into the menu, which we'll dive into more in just a bit, you can toggle the stereo mode to MS RAW, and this gives us some more flexibility later on. Within the unit itself though, you can mix the balance of the front and rear mics simply by hitting the mixer button on the front and adjusting the gain of either microphone. But what about the sides? If you do record in the MS RAW mode, you can take the resulting files into an audio editor and decode them into their mid-side channel components, which gives you even more flexibility for adjusting the balance in your recordings. The H2e packs a lot inside without being too overwhelming. In fact, most of the features are accessible with dedicated buttons, which is really nice to see, and they don't even require you to dive that deep into the menus. The face of the device, which is actually considered the rear according to the mic layout, has a small 1.3-inch LCD screen used to preview settings and of course monitor your waveform, which is always happening by the way. Right under it are 4 buttons for the mixer, low cut configuration available in 80, 160, and 240 Hz, markers, and a delete button, which usually doubles as a confirm button in some of the menus. At the bottom, we have the standard playback controls and menu button, which takes us even deeper into the unit, which we'll get to in a sec. At the top of the device though, you have the mic selection and pickup pattern buttons, along with the big record button on the side. And on the left side, you'll see a 3.5mm headphone jack with volume control directly above it. A USB-C connection to the right of that can act as a file transfer and audio interface, as well as provide DC power. On that note, the device is normally powered by 2 AA batteries on the back side, but USB bus power will do the trick too. Moving to the bottom, a 1/4-20 thread makes the H2e especially useful for tabletop tripods, and you'll find the microSD card slot there as well. But finally, the menu. The menu contains what you'd expect, starting with a file list, input and output options, recording options, SD card management, USB control, and more. But if you look to the right side of the device, you'll see the power switch along with a 3.5mm mic/line input jack. This takes over the rear microphone and can be mixed in mono according to the input menu that we were just looking at. While we're back in the menu, let's skip down to the record submenu. Here you'll find the sample rates, stereo format that we went over before, mix file options, pre-record and auto-record functions, start tones, timers, and metadata entry. Now, it's not mentioned explicitly in the unit, but if you choose the 96 kHz sample rate, you also enable 32-bit float recording, which gives you effectively clip-free recording that can be normalized in post. The H2e can also be used as a USB audio interface, either as a whole mix or in multi-track mode, which could be useful for directly recording to a computer. And that's it for this quick look at the Zoom H2e, a portable and, as they say, handy recorder that is perfect for recording those spontaneous moments. The 3-way mid-side mic design makes it really fun for ambient recordings, and its straightforward button layout makes recording, mixing, and marking your files easier than you might expect. It's a surprisingly powerful little recorder, and small enough that you might want to consider just carrying it around even for simple dictation. So let us know how you could use the Zoom H2e in the comments below. My name is Doug with B&H, and I'll see you next time.